في العاصمة نيودلهي يتجاوز طلاب المعهد الهندي للتكنولوجيا حدود الحاضر نحو المستقبل. بين المختبرات الحديثة وشاشات الحاسوب يعمل باحثون على تطوير تقنيات الذكاء الاصطناعي لتخدم الإنسان في مجالات متعددة. خلونا نتابع هذا العالم الذي تتحول فيه الأفكار إلى ابتكارات.
في عام 1961 أنشئ المعهد الهندي للتكنولوجيا في دلهي والمعروف باسم IIT دلهي ليكون مركزا للتميز، واليوم يقف كركيزة لطموح الهند العلمي الحديث، وهو يعد واحدا من أبرز المؤسسات في العالم في مجالي الهندسة والتكنولوجيا، حيث يلتقي التراث بالمستقبل. ومن هنا تنطلق الأبحاث العلمية الرائدة، وخصوصا في مجال الذكاء الاصطناعي. ويتميز IIT دلهي ببنية تحتية قوية، فاستطاع البقاء ثابتا ضمن قائمة أفضل الجامعات العالمية. واليوم التكنولوجيا أصبحت واقعا لا مفر منه، فقد انتشرت تطبيقات الذكاء الاصطناعي التوليدي في مجتمعاتنا انتشار النار في الهشيم، وخصوصا شات GPT. فما هو الذكاء الاصطناعي أصلا؟ وكيف ستكون البشرية في المستقبل القريب؟ لنصل إلى إجابات لهذه الأسئلة الملحة زرنا كلية ياردي للذكاء الاصطناعي.
So I should say a little bit of history. The field started back in 1950s or 60s with people like Alan Turing, and it has gone through multiple sort of changes over time. Original objective was to develop systems which could think and act like humans. People started working on various aspects of it, like planning, learning, representation, knowledge extraction, right? These are various aspects of intelligence, right? We do all that. There is also common sense reasoning, and there is a lot of progress in these areas independently, so to say. And 2010 or 11, after advent of deep learning, what we see is really a merger of all these together, and people are again talking about AI as a field itself, where all these are coming together through deep learning and machine learning today, and we see it everywhere today, I think.
Because in 2020 you will find papers that were able to generate just the images of faces, or very blurry images of the faces. So like seeing that particular kind of shift from generating pure face images to like generating videos that have very dynamic scenes, and all of these like Ghibli art style images, that has been kind of like it's no short than a magic, to be honest. Like nobody expected these models to work this particular good, but yeah, similar to all the language models, the shift in the visual generation has been quite impressive.
ChatGPT came, it was commercialized very well. So now even a layman, even my parents, they know what ChatGPT is. They know, they are not trained computer scientists, but they know that it can write, let's say, an email for them. So the power of ChatGPT was that it made this technology that was being developed commercialized, and it can be used for cases that the layman may require, and which is very great.
I think even from an expert point of view, it was a bit of surprise that, you know, we had been trying as a field for decades to do something like that, and it could really, it seemed like it possibly would do it. Now as we do it, it's less surprising, but what is surprising is that, right, not just OpenAI, but now we have multiple such models out there from industry and also, right, other organizations, and they keep doing interesting stuff. I mean, we were working on GPT-4, GPT-5 is even more powerful, Gemini, right, I mean, is equally powerful in a certain sense. So I think it's just exciting and amazing.
I mean, if you ask a human rater to kind of judge between two images that are given, I'll say it's very difficult for a human to kind of distinguish unless you know what specific things you have to look for. But there are works that have been done in this particular area to kind of minimize the impact of not knowing whether the image is real or not. So the area of identifying these deep fakes has been quite kind of like popular among the researchers.
I see the current technology being improved, let's say in a low resource setting. For example, I am a person who does not know a particular language. I want to study something that I do not, that is available in that language only, not available in my language. And let's say we should be able to convert tutorials or textbooks in that particular, or video material in that particular, of that particular topic in a particular language to my own particular language. So now I have more accessibility to education.
Within 10 years, to be honest, it might become like completely indistinguishable from the natural content that we kind of observe on a daily basis.
I see a lot of opportunity in application areas. Two areas that I want to cite is health and education. Right? In fact, government also has been working actively on that, and we have a lot of interesting projects in those directions also.
وفي حين يصنع المهندسون آلات تحاكي اللغة، يذكرنا علماء اللغويات النفسية مثل البروفيسور سمر حسين بأن التواصل الإنساني يتجاوز البيانات، فهو متجذر في الإدراك والثقافة والإبداع. ولكن هل سيعمل الذكاء الاصطناعي على جمعنا أم توسيع الفجوة بيننا؟ وهل الذكاء الاصطناعي قادر على التفكير كالبشر وفهم اللغة البشرية طبيعياً؟
Psycholinguistics is the study of how language is acquired, how it's represented, and how it's processed by humans. There is a larger sense in the community that their capabilities and how they acquire those capabilities are very different from how humans go about, having those capabilities and acquiring them, right? So, for example, a child, right, does not require such a vast amount of data, right, to acquire his or her mother tongue, right, unlike the current AI. So, it's a question whether more advances in AI will be able to bridge such gaps between what humans can do or how humans go about acquiring knowledge and what the current AI does, right? And it is clear, however, that while these models have been able to learn the grammar of the language and are able to produce very coherent sentences, they lack on a variety of fronts, right? For example, it seems that these models are not learning abstract concepts. It is generally easy to mislead these models, right? You might have heard that these AI systems frequently hallucinate, which basically means that they provide wrong explanations or factually incorrect explanations. And of course, the other critical point is that most of the current models that you have is based on English and they perform well on English, but we don't know whether they'll perform equally well on the vast majority of languages which exist in the world and very different from English, basically. Well, it's it's $1 million question actually, as to what these models are going to be looking like in the next 10 years. But one thing is for sure that the kind of things, the kind of behavior these models can actually do, both language related and other aspects related to music, art and so on, I think it will have a very profound impact on society, on how we live, it will have an impact on economy, how societies are formed. So I think we have to be prepared for these models to take part in our day-to-day activities.
من أبحاث اللغويات النفسية التي تستكشف كيف يعمل عقل البشر إلى الذكاء الاصطناعي التوليدي ومحاكاة الذكاء الاصطناعي والروبوتات في هذه الطبيعة الغناء، يتميز المعهد الهندي للتكنولوجيا في نيودلهي بأنه من أفضل الجامعات الهندية التي تنتج أبحاثا رائدة لخير البشرية ولازدهارها. ساري حمود لبرنامج زاجل، نيودلهي.